Namaste everyone, welcome to the class again. Now let us start with question number 6. Write the denominator of rational number 257 upon 5000 in the form of 2 power m into 5 power n, where m, n are non-negative integers. Hence write its decimal expansion without actual division. So denominator we have to express in the form of 2 power m into 5 power n. So for that what we do? We first factorize this denominator. So this 5000 we factorize. So we start with 2 to the 4, 1, 5. So it becomes 10, 2 5s are 10. Then again with 2 I will divide, 2 1s are 2, 2 to the 4, 2 5s are 10. Then again with 2, 2 6 are 12, 2 to the 4, 2 5 are 10. Then 625 I will start with 5, 5 1s are 5, 5 to the 10, 5 5s are 25, 5 to the 10, 5 5s are, okay. So whatever is carry that you can keep in your mind, 5 5s are 25 and then 5 1s are 5, okay. So denominator 5000 can be written as, therefore I will say that 5000 is equals to 2 power 3 and 5 power 4. 2 power 3 into 5 power 4. Therefore, our problem 257 upon 5000. Therefore, 257 divided by 5000. This will be written as 257 divided by 2 power 3 into 5 power 4. Now 2 into 5 is 10, right? So what I will do, I will first, as here 5 has got power 4 and 2 has got power 3. So first I will multiply this numerator and this denominator by 2. So this denominator will also become 2 power 4 into 5 power 4. Now our numerator is 2 7s are 14, 1 carry, 2 5s are 10, 1 11, again 1 carry, 2 to the 4, 1 5. So this is 514 divided by, this is 2 into 5 the whole power 4. So this is 514 divided by 2 5s are 10, 10 power 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 power 4, 10,000. So this is equals to, now 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 decimal I have to move left. So this will become 0.0514. This is how without actual division we can find the value of 257 upon 5000. Is it clear to you all? Okay. So you must understand how to divide by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 like that. Now let us see the next problem. Write the decimal expansion of 1 upon 7. Hence write the decimal expansion of 2 upon 7, 3 upon 7, 4 upon 7, 5 upon 7 and 6 upon 7. So I have to write the decimal expansion of 1 upon 7. For that what we will do? We will divide 1 by 7. So let us divide. So we have to divide 1 by 7. So first this is 1, it is less than 7. So I will write 0 here and 0 here. I will get 1. Then I will use decimal. This will become 10. You know how to divide. Now 7 1s are 7. So I get 3. Okay. Here 7 1s are 7. Now this become 30. 7 4s are 28. Then I will get 2. So it become 20. 7 2s are 14. So here I will get 6. It will become 60. Now 7 7s are 49, 7 8s are 56. So here I will write 8. 7 8s are 56. Then again here I have 4, 4 0 40, 7 6 are 42, 7 5 are 35. So now I have here 5, this will become 50, 7 7s are 49, so 7 7s are 49, so here I will get 1. Okay, so this is 10, 7 1s are 7, then again I will get 3. So that means when I divide 1 by 7, I will get answer as 0.142857, 142857, and then the same digits are repeating, so I will use a bar over it. Bar means the same thing is repeating. Okay, now this is the value of 1 upon 7. Now I have to find the value of 2 upon 7. So therefore 2 upon 7, we can say that 2 upon 7 is 2 into 1 upon 7 is equals to 2 into 0.142857, and then again I will continue the same numbers. So I will multiply these numbers with 2. So 2 7s are 14, I will write 4, 1 carry, 2 5s are 10, 1 11, 2 8s are 16, so 1 carry 17, 1, 2 2s are 4, 1 5, 2 4s are 8, and 2 1s are 2. So this is 0 point. Here we have this as bar. So here we have 0.285714 bar. Now next I have to find 3 upon 7. So in the same way you can find 3 upon 7, you can find 5 upon 7, you can find 6 upon 7. Okay. So what you have to do? You have to multiply these numbers with 2, 3, 5, 6 like that. Okay, let us move to the next problem. Express the following number in the form of p upon q, where p and q are both integers and q is not equal to 0. Now, understand these kind of questions carefully. I have to express the following in the form of p upon q. So, what we will do? We will consider that x is equals to 0.3 bar. Now what next I will do, here you have to see that on one digit only we have bar, so we multiply this number by 10. So I will get 10x is equals to 3.3 bar. 0.3 bar means what? 0.3333 and so on. So when I multiply by 10, I will get 3.333 and so on. So I will get 3.3 bar. Now 10x minus x, when we subtract from 10x, we subtract x. So here on right hand side, it is 3.3 bar minus 0.3 bar. 10x minus x is 9x. 3.3 bar minus 0.3 bar is 3. Therefore, I have x is equals to 3 upon 9. 3 upon 9 is 1 upon 3. So this is how we have converted 0.3 bar, okay, in the form of p upon q. This is our first problem. Second problem is 5.2 bar. So second problem, I have 5.2 bar. Now bar is on 2. Now again here I will say x is equals to 5.2 bar. Then I multiply this with 10, so I will get 10x is equals to 52.2 bar. Then I subtract from 10x, I subtract x. So here I get 52.2 bar minus 5.2 bar. 12 minus 5, 7, and this is 4. So I get 9x is equals to 47. Therefore, I get x is equals to 47 divided by 9. So that is my answer. Okay. Now, third question is 0.404040. Okay. Third question. 0.404040 and so on. So I say x is equals to 0.404040 dot dot dot. That means we can write this as 0.40 bar. Now here on 2 digits we have bar, so we multiply them with 100. So when only one bar is there, multiply by 10. When 2 bars are there, multiply when on 2 digit bar is there, multiply by 100. So here I will get 40.40 bar. Now 100x minus x will give me 40.40 bar minus 0.40 bar, and this is equal to 40, and here it is 99x. So therefore x is equals to 40 divided by 99. Now x, so in place of x you can replace the original value, which is 0.404040 dot dot dot. This is equals to 40 upon 99. Okay. If you can convert this in lower form possible, then you can do that, but here it is not possible. Okay. This is third question. Fourth question is 0.47 bar. Now the next question is 0.47 bar. Now here bar is not on 47, it is on only 7. So what I will do, I will first consider this as 0.47 bar, then I will multiply this with 10, so I get 10x, and 10x will be equals to 4.7 bar. So again there is a method that you first, okay, bring any number which does not carry bar to the left of decimal, okay, by suitably multiplying by 10, 100 like that. Then again, as there is a bar on one digit, so multiply this 10x by x 10. So here I will get 100x, and here I get 47.7 bar. Now it is easy to subtract this 10x from this 100x. Okay, so therefore we can say that this 100x minus 10x is equals to 47.7 bar minus 4.7 bar. 100x minus 10x is 90x, and here 47 minus 4 is 43. So therefore the value of x is 43 upon 90. X is equals to 43 upon 90. Next question, fifth question is 0.134. So there is a bar on 34. So 0.134. Fifth question, 0.134 bar. So I will say x is equals to 0.134 bar. I will multiply them with 10, so I will get 10x. It will be 1.34 bar. Now I multiply this number by 100, okay, because there are bar on 2 digits, there is a bar on 2 digits. So when I multiply with 100, I will get 1000. So 1000x is equals to 134.34 bar. Now I subtract from this 1000x, I subtract this 10x, and here it will be 134.34 bar minus 1.34 bar. So 1000 minus 10 is 990. So 990x is equals to 133. Therefore, x is equals to 133 upon 990. So 133 upon 990 is the value of x, that is the value of 0.134 bar is equals to 133 divided by 990. This is the value of 0.134 bar. And here the last question we have is 0.001 bar. So next question, sixth question, 0.001 bar. Now here we have bar on 001. So I will multiply both the sides. First I will consider x is equals to 0.001 bar. Then I will multiply both the sides by 1000. So I get 1000x is equals to 1.001 bar. Then I subtract this x here, 1.001 bar minus 0.001 bar. So on right hand side I will get 1, here I will get 999x. So this gives me value of x as 1 upon 999. So therefore we will say that 0.001 bar is equals to 1 upon 999. Okay, so I hope you understand how to solve these problems, question number 8 type problems. Okay. Now classify the following number as a rational or irrational number. Okay, so here on one side I will write a rational number, and here I will write irrational number. Now root 23. So if in root we have a perfect square number, then it is rational, otherwise irrational. So here I will write root 23 on irrational number side. Then root 225. The value of root 225 is 25. So therefore it is a rational number. Now 0.3796, it is a terminating decimal. So this is a rational number. So 0.3796 is the rational number. 7.478478, now 478 is repeating. So this 0.478478 ... this is again a rational number. Now 1.10100, now here you can see that the same term is not repeating. Okay, 0 is keep on increasing. So it will be considered as irrational number. So 1.10100100001 and so on. This is irrational number. And 345.0456. Now there is a bar on 456. That means this 456 is repeating. So this is non-terminating repeating. Hence again it is a rational number. Okay, so we know what is rational and irrational in their decimal form. All the numbers which are terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimals, they are all rational numbers, and all the numbers which are non-terminating, non-repeating, they are irrational numbers. Now the next question is, the following real numbers have decimal expansion as given below. In each case, state whether they are rational or not. If they are rational and expressed in the form of p upon q, where p, q are integers, q not equal to 0 and p, q are integers, q not equal to 0, p, q are co-prime, then what can you say about the prime factors of q? Okay, prime factors of q we have to judge. Now here first problem is a terminating decimal. Now 37.09158 is a terminating decimal. So it can be expressed in the form of P upon Q. So we have to, if they are rational and expressed in the form of P upon Q, where P, Q are integers, okay. What we can say the prime factors of Q, we have to state what we can say the prime factor of Q. So here for first question, it is 37.09158. So I will say that this is a terminating decimal. Therefore, it can be written in the form of P upon Q. Okay, terminating decimal, so it can be written in the form of P upon Q, and prime factors of Q are of the form two power m into 5 power n. Okay, so whenever the decimal expansion is terminating decimal, okay, then the prime factors of denominator are of the form of 2 power m into 5 power n. Okay, this is concept, you have to remember this concept. Whenever it is non-terminating, repeating, then also it can be expressed in the form of P upon Q, but the denominator have or we can say that denominator is not of the form 2 power m into 5 power n. Okay, the second question, here there is a condition that m comma n are non-negative integers. So when I say non-negative, then 0, 1, 2, 3 like that are the values of m and n. Second problem is 423. So second problem, 423.0567 bar. So what you can say that it is non-terminating repeating decimal. This is non-terminating repeating decimal. Now what I can say about the denominator, I will say that first of all I will say that it can be written in the form P upon Q, and prime factors of Q are not of the form 2 power m into 5 power n. So here the prime factors of Q are not of the form of 2 power m into 5 power n. Third question, if we see third question, it is 8.90.100.100.10 like that, 8.90. So third question is 8.90, then 100, then 1000, then 1, then so on. So it is non-terminating, non-repeating. Therefore, it cannot be expressed as P upon Q. So as it cannot be expressed as P upon Q, there is no reason that we mention the prime factors of Q. Now fourth question, 2.34768176881. So 681, 681, 7681, 7681, then 7681. So we can see that this 7681, 7681, it is repeating. So the fourth problem, I will say that this is non-terminating repeating decimal, therefore it can be expressed in the form of P upon Q, and the prime factors of Q are of the form of 2 power m into 5 power n. Next question, we have to insert an irrational number between the following. Now irrational number between two number a and b are of the form root a b. Okay, so here insert an irrational number between the following. So I will say that irrational number between 1 upon 3 and 1 upon 2 is square root of 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 2, that is square root of 1 upon 6. Simple. Okay, second problem, minus 2 by 5 and 1 by 2. So minus 2 divided by 5 and 1 divided by 2. So what we will do, we will first take square of these two numbers. No, it will not help me. I have to find a number, okay, which is between these two numbers and also it is irrational. So 1 by 2 is 0.5. So less than 0.5 is 0.3, but 0.3 is more than this 2 by 5. So if I take square root of, say, root of 1 by 3, then it could be less than this 2 by 5, or better means I will say that this is minus 2 divided by 5 is equals to minus 0.4, and this 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. Now I have to get a number between this 0.4 and this 0.5, which is an irrational number. Okay, so if I take square root, okay, square root of 5, 0.5, square root of square of this 0.5 is 0.25. So square of this minus 0.4, square of this number, I will keep this negative sign out, minus of 0.4 square is minus 0.16, and square of this 0.5 is 0.25. Now a number between this 0.16 minus 0.16 and 0.25 I can take. So this is a smaller number, so I can say that minus 0.16, it is smaller than, I will take any number between them. Let us say take 0.2, so 0.2, and this is smaller than 0.25. So therefore minus of 0.16 square root will be less than square root of 0.2 will be less than square root of 0.25. So that means minus square root of 0.16 is minus 0.4. This is less than square root of 0.2. It is less than square root of 0.25 is 0.5. 0.5. Now this 0.4 is minus 2 divided by 5. It is less than square root of 0.2. It is less than 0.5 is 1 divided by 2. So therefore an irrational number between minus 2 divided by 5 and 1 divided by 2 is root of 0.2. Okay. Now you have to keep in your mind that there is not only one irrational number between these two numbers. There could be infinite irrational number between these two numbers. So you can write any irrational number which is lying between this minus 2.2 by 5 and 1 by 2. Also one thing to keep in mind that I have converted this 2 divided by 5 in decimal form, but it is not necessary. Without converting this in decimal form also I can write a irrational number between these two numbers. Okay. Now third question is 0 and 0.1. So again in the same manner you can do. We have 0 and 0.1. Now square of 0 is 0 and square of 0.1 is 0.01. Okay. Now I have to get a number between these two numbers. So we know that this 0 is smaller than, now I have to get a number. So it will be 0.005 I can take, and this is less than 0.01. Okay. So therefore I will say that square root of 0 is less than square root of 0.005 is less than square root of 0.01. So therefore I will say that 0 is less than square root of 0.005 and this is less than 0.1. So therefore square root of 0.005 is an irrational number between 0 and 0.1. Okay. So I hope you are clear how to get an irrational number between given two numbers as we have done here. Now the next problem, we have to insert two irrational number between 2 and 3. So the same way I can do square of 2, 2 square is 4, and square of 3, 3 square is 9. Now 4 is less than 5, is less than 6, is less than 9. So these are the two numbers. So therefore I will say that square root of 4 is less than square root of 5, is less than square root of 6, is less than square root of 9. So therefore square root of 4 is 2, is less than root 5, is less than root 6, and this is less than 3. So therefore two irrational numbers. Therefore I will say that two irrational number between 2 and 3 are root 5 and root 6. Right? Okay. There are few more problems in this exercise that let us solve in our next lecture. Thank you. Thank you for watching this lecture. We will see you in next class.